Hello, hello, the Robozoid, or should I say Robbie1976, is back on the YouTube airwaves. And let me just say that, well, it's kind of a pleasure to be back here, but it's not a pleasure, I'm sure, for New Yorkers up there who are basically suffering under the tyrannical rule of Zoran Mumsdummy, or Zero Mumsdummy, Moron Mamdammit, or whatever his name is. But in any case, well, you see, I can't really feel sorry for these people because in retrospect, they actually got what they deserved. They voted for this because they voted for, well, what he's doing. And what he's doing is basically ripping New York apart with his high property taxes and also, of course, his idea of taxing the rich. Well, which basically to a Democrat means taxing anybody who makes over $10,000 a year, or let us say even $20,000 a year, because of this wild, outrageous spending and the fact that he's just basically going to pollute New York City even further with more DEI programs, such as, well, defunding the police and also more jobs strictly only for minorities and the LGBT, or is it just LGB now? Because they got out and they took the trans people out of there now. I don't know. But really, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. What does matter is the fact that, well, the people, particularly minorities in those communities, that is to say black folks, are actually getting seriously hosed and just screwed over by moron Mumsdummy's plans of the whole tax thing. And if you don't believe that, just take a look at this news report here. I mean, I'm sorry to say that it comes from CNN fake news, but, well, here we go.
Zoran Mumsdummy is issuing an ultimatum in an effort to close the city's massive budget gap. He's calling on New York Governor Kathy Hochul to raise taxes on the city's wealthiest people, or he'll have to increase property taxes by nearly 10%.
The options of the
translation: raise taxes on the working class.
They will only employ if there's no other means of arriving at a balanced budget.
So, I guess he's asking, what's a 2% tax increase on a multimillionaire?
If you're already the highest tax jurisdiction in America, it's a massive tax. You know, what I love about this guy, and I'm giving him credit, he goes big. He goes big, and he's got a fantastic social media team. This is great. This is bat poo-poo crazy, what he's proposing. And probably sometime next year, within 12 to 18 months, I will meet him in Miami and give him real estate of the year award. Because I'm not happy with what's happening. I can't get across the bridge anymore. I live in Miami Beach. Everybody from New York and New Jersey and Massachusetts is moving into my neighborhood. I'm pissed off. And this guy's just doing more of it. What he's proposing is beyond insane, but I love it.
You are
now,
very
I'm like everybody
yourself.
else. Listen, you guys live here. You're not paying your fair share.
I don't live here.
You've got to pay 110%. That's the right thing to do. Because he's not cutting spending. He's just going to tax you into oblivion.
Hey everybody, James Johnson here, and today's the day at 5 p.m. we are having a rally, hands off our homes, right here on Francis Lewis Boulevard and Springfield Boulevard at 5 p.m. Listen, there's a proposed budget that's going out that they're going to try to increase property taxes by 9.5%. This affects all of Southeast Queens, not just right here in Camden Heights. We're using Camden Heights, for example, because it's been here since the late 60s. Black people have been living here as home ownerships. City Hall cannot, this is off the table. You cannot increase property taxes in New York City. It's already too expensive now to live here. This will make sure we are displaced all across Southeast Queens and all across the city.
We don't want to be the football in whatever political games you guys are playing. Keep your hands off our houses. Keep your hands off our community. My name is Austin Bryan, resident of Southeast Queens. Thank you, Brother James.
The mayor, with the greatest respect, in every campaign speech, in every debate where you engage, we opened our ears to listen. Now today, accept the words echoing from us now. Do your job as mayor and leave our taxes out.
Saving only two options. You're saying if we don't tax the rich, then I gotta increase property taxes. We are not a pawn in Southeast Queens. We are not part of your negotiation tactics. Zoran Mumsdummy, you are out your goddamn mind.
Need I remind you, New Yorkers, you voted for this. So don't come crying to me or crying to anybody else about how bad you think you've got it up there. You brought this on yourself. But of course, it's not entirely your fault. After all, even Zero Mumsdummy doesn't even know what the hell his own tax plan is all about, as he keeps furiously rewriting it. Just take a look.
Homeowners in Lawndale are searching for answers together tonight about their property tax hikes. One man says he received a bill this week that was $977 more than what he paid last year.
There's been a divestment in this community for the most part, but it seems like now that people have found an interest in reclaiming the neighborhood, now it's like we're being taxed for prosperity.
Just today, our property tax bills came in, and folks are seeing the average increase in North Lawndale is like 100%.
Now, don't think this is just going on in New York, because obviously it's going on in other places. I mean, certainly in, let us say, well, Dearbornistan in Michigan, or Hamtramck, Michigan, where you hear, much like in New York, the Muslim call to prayer at least 5 times a day. Now, of course, New Yorkers are complaining about the noise because the damned prayer call to prayer, that's already gone off like at 5 in the morning. That's the first time they run the call to prayer, which actually violates a noise ordinance the city has. But do you think that Zero Mumsdummy cares? Nah, he doesn't care one bit. And you know what? Neither do the Muslim communities that have taken over places like Hamtramck or, let us say, I don't know about Detroit yet, but all those places, Dearborn, and, well, then you've got the things going on in Virginia, where you have Spanberger, who's really doing what she wants to do, which is protecting illegal aliens and defunding the police. She doesn't give one real damn about any of you people at all. So consider that, Virginians. So the question really that we've got to ask ourselves here is, why do independents, in particular, undecideds, continue to elect Democrats? I mean, you should be thinking a little bit more. That's what your brain is used for, to think, not to react. So there's plenty of time to react later after the Democrats have screwed everything up. And when they say that they're going to do what they want to do, what their true agenda is, always believe them. Because don't think that they're lying to you just because they're the party that is known for lying to the American public. This is the one area where they will tell the truth as to what they're going to do. They will tell you what their true agenda is, but they'll do it in a way that is disguising it so that you will never figure out exactly what they're trying to do and what their true agenda is. I mean, we've already seen that in Virginia, of course, with Spanberger. And, of course, we're seeing it now up in New York City with Zero Mumsdummy. And we're seeing it, of course, in Minneapolis with, what's his name? The little cucked guy. I forgot his name already. Oh, yeah, Jacob Frey. And, of course, we're seeing that all over the state of Minnesota with No Balls Walls. So clearly, you really should try to recognize what you're getting yourselves into, especially when you pull that lever, either during the special elections of last year, or let us say, the midterm elections that are to come in November, and the elections in 2028.
$4.6 million Commission on Racial Equity, $835,000 Commission on Gender Equity, $260,000 for Department of Education Chief Diversity Officer, $301,000 for 3 FDNY Civilian Chief Diversity Inclusion Officers. There's a title for you. And $118,000 for an FDNY Chief Diversity Inclusion Officers. Is that necessary stuff? You can't cut that back?
And a list of things to do when it comes to public safety? Absolutely not. Public safety's got to be in the top of your list. So we can't pay for everything. Everything can't be for free. But what you need is cops out in the street. Tell me how all these programs are going to help when you're getting robbed in the middle of the street.
Yeah, and
how that works.
Yeah, you tell me. Believe me, he's about to find out, sadly. Mumsdummy's progressive agenda includes new budgets items like $750,000 for art and cultural fund, $800,000 for anti.
Remember, New Yorkers, you voted for this.
$7 million for child care vouchers, LGBTQ emergency for $2 million, It goes on. And you pointed out his climate change budget. What's he spending on that?
See, this is why I don't feel sorry for these people one bit. They voted for this, so we can't feel sorry for these people. And I hope if they're smart enough, they're probably already telling us, any one of us, people like us who make videos like this, or just anyone in general, hey, don't feel sorry for us because unfortunately this is what we paid for. This is what we voted for. So we can't feel sorry for them. And also you got to remember that these are the same people, the Democrats here, that simply do not believe in the idea of e pluribus unum, which means that out of many, one. Instead, they believe each according to their, basically, which is each according to their needs, according to whatever, but each according to their needs, as opposed to e pluribus unum. This is basically for them, well, let's just say that a person is not an individual, that they're all just our lapdogs. They're all pretty much our lab rats in this experiment that we're throwing on them. And they're stumbling their way through the maze of confusion and the maze of socialism because, well, they'll never find the exit because we hope they don't, because they're just not brilliant enough. And that's why they need us, as the Democrats, they're saying, to guide them along the way, to give them free stuff. Well, you know what? It doesn't work that way, Jackson. It never did. It never worked that way. So, yeah, these people got hoodwinked by Zero Mumsdummy. And, well, I just don't feel sorry for them at all. They got hosed and ripped off on property taxes. Well, then, that's on you, cousin, not on me. I don't live up there. I live down here in North Carolina. We have a Democrat governor, but you know something? I didn't vote for him. As a matter of fact, Killjoy Roy, or Roy Cooper the party pooper, as I call him, is pretty much due to be thrown out of office by come November. So we'll see what happens there. Until then, well, I have to say it's a kind of a dubious honor to be back here on YouTube. But yeah, this video will still be seen on Rumble, obviously, just under the banner of Robizoid. But remember, folks, this is basically the Robizoid's new channel called Robbie1976. Check me out, give me some thumbs up, give me some likes, and subscribe to this channel. You guys know the drill. I've done it before. If you like what you saw, well then, hey, smash the like button. And what else should I say? This video probably ran long enough, so I'm just going to leave it at this. Just remember, you voted for this, so I can't feel sorry for you. Once you wise up and learn what you put in office in New York, then I might feel a little pity. But until then, it's up to you to take the trash out in New York. And you know what kind of trash I mean.